This is Parker's Post. I'm your host, Bobby, with my man, Military James.
What's going on, Bobby?
Man, come on, man. Man, I'm going to tell you something, boy. This is a Monday evening, and it's hot here in Tampa, boy. It's hot.
How hot is it? Is it fish
like
grease?
Fish grease. Oh, my goodness, boy. It's like barbecue fish grease, boy. Man,
Oh, yeah.
Man, I'm going to tell you something, man. You know, we got a special guest today, and it's one of mine. Man, I've been a friend of this joker for a long time, man. You know, he's hard to catch up with, you know, but he's a genuine guy, a good guy. Man, I tell you, boy, because I can't say too much. But I'm going to tell y'all, this is Kenny the Shark Gant.
What's going on?
Formerly Dallas Cowboys doing the shark dance. What's up, K?
Man, it's all about that fin, bro. What's happening?
Man, I ask you something, man. Before we get these questions going on you, man, what you think them Cowboys gonna do, man?
You know, it's great optimism. You know, with the draft picks out of Penn State, got some good young DBs. Maybe the defense just wasn't cutting it last year, man. It just you trying to put fast guys in a hole. Keep it simple, man. Use that speed that you got. I think it's gonna be a whole lot better.
Okay. Well, Gant, tell me, man, because I know you know, you went to a black school, you know, because, you know, I'm from the old school, man. You know, we call it black school, man. So tell me, how was your experience coming out of a black university?
It was I don't know moment. You know? I didn't know how it works, you know, even like I know now, like the bigger schools. I had the opportunity to room with Emmett, you know, after we was drafted, and to go to mini camp. I was in the same hotel room with Emmett, and it's a lot different to have a roll of quarters in your pocket than a roll of money in your pocket. So,
well, I know we know about them coins, don't we? No, we don't know about dollars. We know about coins.
I know about them coins. You know, I had to call my girl back at school and let her know I was all right. And but you know, it was scary. I think looking back on it, hindsight 2020, the NFL really missed out on a lot of athletes at the HBCUs because we just those kids that didn't have the grades to go to the big schools. So if they were smart, like Jimmy Johnson was, to go and look at some of these HBCUs, these smaller schools, there's some athletes that just didn't have the grades to get in the Ohio States and the University of Florida or Alabama, and you'll find some gems out there.
Hey, man, you know, I ain't trying to get no schools in trouble. But I remember coming out of high school, man, they ain't care about no test scores. They didn't care about no grades. All they say was you come on campus.
But in Albany, they sent me to take a SAT, and I passed. I passed.
Hey. Now tell me, whose standards did you pass on? Your standards or their standards?
Hey, Military James, I passed.
You passed. That's all that count, right?
That's all that matters, you know.
Look,
okay.
You only got to be good one day. That's the day of the test.
Yeah. So you know, it was a humbling experience coming out of Albany because nobody didn't believe me that the Cowboys had just drafted me. But to be honest with you, I had two I had two teams on the line at one time. Wanted my services. The other San Francisco 49ers had the last pick in the ninth round. The Cowboys had the first pick in the ninth. And I couldn't just say no. I talked to San Francisco. It just was a humbling experience. Growing up hating the Cowboys, that was still weird because I never liked Roger Staubach and nobody from the Cowboys because their fans, they say they just brag for no reason. I was a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, but I grown to love them.
Yeah, we see it.
Yeah, after two Super Bowl champions, I was.
Look, they kind of won you over, huh?
Well, we want you to hold on that. Yeah, just hold on giving us your, your accomplishments. So let me ask you this here.
Yes.
What are some of the guys? Because you play with the Cowboys and the Buccaneers, correct?
Yes, sir.
There was some. What are some of the big name guys you played with? That maybe some of the audience may not.
I played with the likes of Warren Sapp, Derrick Brooks, Hardy Nickerson, T.D. Hunter, too. Those guys. John Lynch, which would be Hall of Fame. It was great practicing with John Lynch and Ronnie Barber. I was on my way out when he was on his way in, but I had the opportunity to see him develop. Then in Dallas, of course, full of Hall of Famers. Michael Irvin, Emmett, Troy, um, Charles Haley. Some stars. I call easily starstruck. But it's these are my teammates, and they was good guys, and we still stay in contact.
Okay. Before my man military come with the next question, man, I want to go back to that first question for a minute. After you got the phone call,
Yes.
from Jimmy Johnson, Jerry Jones, where did y'all go eat at?
Well, of course, my mom. Speaking of different schools, lifestyles, my mom had just sent me $50 to Western Union that morning, and I got drafted that afternoon, and so I told two people because nobody believed me because I was a big jokester on the team. So I told them Dallas drafted me. They said, "Man, you crazy," and I said, "Okay." So I told two people, Jack Cooper and Victor Hollis, two defensive linemen uh, that I just used to hang with, and I told them, "Y'all know where we going, so meet me there." Everything go, and we went to the Church Wendy's.
So your first meal,
Yeah,
wasn't no steak and potatoes.
no
It wasn't it wasn't no Italian. It wasn't no seafood. It was what?
Wendy's with the red.
He said Wendy's. He said Wendy's.
Yes.
Oh, military, come on, man. What you got for me?
All right, Shark. I got a couple questions. So, what advice would you give some of these inspiring young athletes in HBCUs when they often hear that they're not going to find you at this school, or now that the draft is only 7 rounds, what advice will you give them to kind of keep them encouraged to know that they can play at that next level?
Um, that's a great question. What I can tell young people out there today, first of all, uh, just know your history. I tell a lot of young people just look up the history. You know, uh, Walter Payton went to HBCU.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Rice went to HBCU. Deacon Jones. You could go on and on. Ed Too Tall Jones. It's people out there, and the only advice I can give, just they're gonna find you. I can still remember the scout telling me he was telling jokes when he came to the mini camp. That said, when I went to go find, you got to look at the operative word. He said when went to go find Kenny Gant, uh, that little town in Albany, Georgia, they didn't even have a stop sign. They didn't have had a sign. Whoa. So they could find me way and play 8 years in the NFL and tell nobody can find you. Just keep playing. Somebody's always watching, and I believe to be encouraged. Also, don't worry about everybody else because I think that's watching other people when they found me.
Mm. Oh yeah. Okay.
They doing
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, I done heard the other end of that story.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Yes, sir.
So as the climate has changed, and we've seen a lot of former All Stars, Super Bowl champions have now transitioned into coaching
Yes.
uh, at the collegiate level. Uh, would that be something you would be inspiring to maybe look at doing in the future? And if so, what school? Now I told you I'm gonna put you on the spot. Now, what school would you feel that, with your experience, your knowledge of the game, and the skill set that you bring, that you will be able to benefit the most at?
I think I'll be beneficial at the because one thing I pride myself on. I don't like to use the word pride, but I'm humble to submit myself to the underdog. Um, so I think I would be most beneficial if I wanted to coach at a HBCU smaller school, Division 3, because those what I call the underdogs. They don't get the exposure, but I would love to motivate and let them know. Hey, look here, man. I'm a two-time Super Bowl champion out of a HBCU. That you can be that too, but do you have the work ethic to go along with? Because these at Ohio State's the big schools, they gonna get the exposure. We
Mm-hmm.
exposure down there, but just look who I played against. Another Hall of Famer, Shannon Sharp. I played against him 2 years at Savannah State. So it's amazing how people can get your mind to think something that's not even there. Just play,
Mm-hmm.
knock some folks out, and do what you came to do, and stop worrying about everybody else. I think that's the big
Okay.
to have people to
All right.
realize.
So you going so I should suspect that you're going to be reaching out to Dion to get in that secondary coaching staff.
Well,
So that's what we're looking for. That's our next move.
to be honest with you, I'm more in the helping people with their mind. Um, so if he brings me down as a chaplain and to be able to talk to these kids and stay close to their roots, because a lot of these kids don't come from fatherless backgrounds, and a lot of they don't have nobody. They haven't had anybody just be positive and be straightforward with them instead of just trying to be a friend to them and take them for their first drink or something. I want to be there. Um, Coaching is not. Um, I like coaching people in the area of their mind and just get them to think positive, and because I didn't think nobody could beat me. I think in 4 years at Albany State, I think I got scored on about 4 times in 4 years, and I pride myself. And when I came in the league, I was seeing guys that I saw with Chicago Bears, Dennis McKinnon, and they can run routes, but they man, you just went to a bigger school, but I got these hands to put on you. I'm finna put these hands.
Hey.
So,
Well, again, man, I got another question, man. Cause you played for 2 Hall of Fame coaches.
yeah,
Which one of those guys was your favorite?
I I, I love Jimmy Johnson. Was kind of like my father. He yelled. He demanded. He you didn't ever know when he felt good, and that kept me out of balance because that's how my dad was. Tony Dungy was one way all the time, but he demanded the same thing Jimmy did, but he never yelled, and I never heard him cuss. So uh, out of two, but Dungy had a way of he had a presence about him that he was the first told I thought was I thought I was an alcoholic. I would have never told that to Jimmy because I thought Jimmy would just cut me right away because he was just that. But Dungy will make you his spirit will make you tell stuff that you don't want to tell, and he'll help you through it. So that was
Yeah.
good.
Okay, I got another question I want to sneak in before James come in. What are some of the things that the media may know about you that the ordinary public don't know?
The media, the media always finds something. You know, the media know that I have flaws. Um, I do good stuff in the community, but I've had flaws, and the flaws usually push you into your character if you can overcome it. And I dealt with a DUI. I had to go to the impact classes to talk to people that lost loved ones to alcoholism, drunk drivers, and um, so if they didn't know, now they know. But they plastered me about something. I can't even say I wasn't drunk because I got charged with it. But it's for me, I wasn't. But to be truthful, I could have been, I could have killed people when I was really drunk. And for how they caught me um, at the time, it was, I thought it was time for me to stop. And because I shouldn't have been charged. But it still it made me wake up and say, you know what? This for the times you could have killed somebody because you don't drove home drunk before. And the media knows, they don't know the full story. But as you know, there's some athletes that don't kill people. Um,
Yeah,
drunk.
yeah, we know.
And but I just thank God that it didn't happen to me, you know. And
Yeah, yeah, but I want to know.
yeah,
I want to know. Uh, while you was playing in the league,
yes,
what is something that the public do not know about you?
they don't know. They don't know that I'm an advocate um, for homelessness. I They don't know yet, but they'll find out because I do so much. This is the things tell the young folks too. When I had money coming in and making all the money, I promised that I would build homeless shelters and house a lot of people. And I don't think the media know um, that I went broke. I lost everything, and when God humbles you to a point where you got to come back, and now I'm doing more work now for homeless and trying to house battered women without no money than I did when I had money. So it, you just got to stick to your roots and don't get off what the Lord told you to do when He gave you the opportunity to play in the NFL. But I think the misses of what I do, and I like to stay out of the media because what I do in secret, God gonna bless me openly. So if they see it, they see it. If not, oh well, I'm gonna still do what I do.